having you, Michael, on a Monday. There's so much to talk about. How about this? How much blame does Cam deserve for the loss?
Cam deserves all the blame for this one. And, you know, if you look at his post-game press conference, Cam, he had to take this one on the chin. And this is the type of play that, you know, I can personally say as a quarterback will haunt you for a lifetime. It'll be hard to get over. This one could be a detriment, you know, to the success of the Patriots moving forward and, you know, to Cam's near future if you take a deep dive into it. And I could just vividly remember, you know I always got vivid memories, but it was like yesterday, you know, being with the Philadelphia Eagles and playing a game in Pittsburgh and having 2 fumbles in the game, 2 costly fumbles. And even though we finished the game and we was leading going into the fourth quarter, we gave Big Ben a chance to come down and kick a field goal to win it. But if those 2 fumbles would have never happened, you know, we go from the 4-1, we win the game. Other than that, we go to 3-2, and we end the season 4-12. And that, I feel like those 2 plays was a detriment to our season. And I think when Cam looked back at this one, knowing that he had a chance, it's going to haunt him for a long time because ultimately we're the guys with the ball in our hands. We got to protect it. That's what we taught in football, rule number 1. And this one's certainly going to sting. There's no way around it. And, you know, sometimes you got to take responsibility for your actions. And I think this is the case for Cam right now.
I agree with you. The New England Patriots, Skip, are finding out what it's like to be the other team. Because the New England Patriots, the way they play now, Skip, they got to play their way and hope they're in the ball game late. Remember, everybody would play Tom Brady in the New England Patriots say, all we wanted the chance to possibly win the game late in the fourth quarter. And how many times have we seen the Patriots players strip the ball from a wide receiver or a running back or a quarterback, Skip, to hold on to a victory? And the very thing that they've done so well over the past decade, they had the very thing happen to them. Here they are in the ball game late with a chance to possibly tie or win the ball game, and Zimmer comes from behind and punches it out, and boom, there goes the ball game. And Cam he accepted responsibility. He understands that. Coach Belichick wanted the ball in his best player's hand in that moment. Cam is their best player. He had the ball. He must secure it. And he didn't. And that's what it comes down to, and it came down to that. And because they ran the ball, Skip, you couldn't ask for anything better. 188 yards running the football, 5.5 yards per carry. Cam threw the ball okay in those conditions, and you had a chance with under a minute to go in the ball game, where at bare minimum tie it with a potential chance to win the ball game, and Cam just must secure the ball. The most important thing is not first downs. It's not yard. If you don't have the ball, what good is the first down? I believe they would have won the game. Now, we'll never know, but I believe with the momentum that they had generated, they were going to win this ball game, and Cam didn't secure the ball. Buffalo did a great job of punching it out, and that ended it.
I'm going to disagree with both of you guys, only because the degree of difficulty for Cam Newton yesterday to even put the Patriots in position to win a game at Buffalo against the team leading the division was extraordinary. His 3 wide receivers going into this game, all undrafted. Jacoby Myers, and it went all the way down to Gunnar Olszewski. You know, like this is what you're working with. You're Demir Bird. These are all undrafted kids because Bill Belichick has let this roster go from bad to worst. The cupboard is bare. And I thought Cam, in the high wind and the drizzle, played very well. Just as he played well enough for them to win a couple of games. He's been the lone bright spot for this whole team. He had them in position to win. He was trying to do a little too much. He didn't, as he said after the game, go high and tight with the football, because you got to. And he made one mistake, but only one the whole day. It wasn't like a Carson Wentz game. It wasn't a Jared Goff game. It wasn't just fumble, interception, fumble. He made one key mistake, but it was the mistake.
Yes.
And to Michael's point, it's going to haunt him the rest of the week. It'll haunt him the rest of his natural-born days. Knowing Cam, the competitor, as we do, he'll take it to heart and keep it to heart. But in the end, this is why Tom Brady's greatness shone the brightest over the last 3 years. He was playing with next to nothing, especially last year. And he kept pulling rabbits out of his hat with undrafted free agents that he was throwing to, and no Gronk last year, obviously, and had them in position to win the 2 seed in the AFC. Well, Tom Brady simply has the most game-winning drives in the fourth quarter and overtime in NFL history with 59. And now you've seen Cam have 3 shots at 3 late wins to pull it out of the fire. You had the Denver game at home. He had a 4th and 10. It was a little bit of a long shot, but maybe. The Seattle game, was it from the 1-yard line?
From the 1-yard line, yeah.
With one, this is it. Do or die from the 1, and we all agreed he should have bounced it outside, and he almost surely would have scored. And then that game yesterday. But he stepped in to the hardest cleats to fill in the history of this league. You're trying to replace the GOAT in New England, and it's hard, man. And I thought he's played extraordinarily well and did a lot of good things yesterday. And I still blame Belichick overall much more than I blame Cam for just yesterday.
Well, I think the thing is, Skip, when you look at it, he had those same undrafted players that he was throwing to that had him in that position. They had him in position to win the game. You can't say because he fumbled, now these undrafted players, they let him down. No, Cam had the ball. Coach Belichick says, no, we're not throwing a ball. We're not handing it off to anyone. Cam, QB draw. I mean, QB, they were basically
Power.
QB power.
Yeah,
So, no, and it goes to show you, when these quarterbacks that have all these come from behind victories, think about all the times that they've done it, Skip, and how many times things can go wrong. We see Cam in situations, this is 3 times, basically this year that, as you mentioned, he had a chance to possibly pull this out, and it didn't get done. And you might go a year or 2 years and see Tom Brady in every situation like this get it done, or Peyton Manning. That's the thing. Cam just has to hold on to the ball. I would have loved to see, had he held on to the ball, the outcome of this ball game.
I think they would have won.
I believe they're going to go in for a touchdown, not kick a game-time field goal. They're going in for the win.
Yeah, a couple of days ago, Cam, he reiterated a couple of times that, look, I don't care who's out there. I don't care who my receivers are, what the personnel looks like, the name on the back of any jersey. If you're on my side and you're on my team, as long as I know what I'm doing, then we have a chance to win the game. That's Cam believing in himself,
right.
And he was believing in the system and the guys around him. To his credit, that's the bravado you're supposed to have as a starting quarterback, and that's the confidence that Cam has. And I think just in this situation, you know, similar to Carson Wentz, you know, he just lost focus, trying hard, you know, and when you focusing on not turning it over, then you turn it over, you know, it becomes a big part of your psyche. And I think Cam is just dealing with that on a very high level right now. And he's trying to do a lot on his own. He's trying to prove to the world. He's another guy that just needs to step back, you know, just look at the film and kind of simplify things. And it's easier said than done. It's easy to say from this chair. It's easy to say from a booth. But when you're out there, man, you got to live in the moment.
But, Skip, we talked about this. We knew what was in New England as far as what wasn't in New England from the skill position. We said if Cam is not 2015 Cam, this thing could get ugly.
Yeah, he was going to have to be MVP.
Right, right. That's what he was going to have to be. And so now he's not that, and it is bad. There's no question around it. You could have Jacoby Miles and Bird and all them guys. If I'm a quarterback, I want them. But that's what Cam is playing with. But in order for Cam to have this team in contention, or forget contention I'm talking about to be decent, he was going to have to be the MVP Cam. It was as simple as that. He was going to have to play like he played in 2015. He's not playing like that, and they're not winning. And so if he can't get back some resemblance of that, I don't know, what are we looking at, Skip? Maybe 2-3 more wins? Tops?
Maybe 2 Jets games. That's what they got left.
I think most importantly, Cam's playing for his future right now. And if there is an audition for next year, then, you know, here it goes. Here it comes. So he has to get ready for that. And you know, Coach Belichick probably knows, you know, this season is probably not going to end the way we wanted to. But, you know, we can't end with some positives. And for Cam, playing for his future is something that he really needs to focus on right now.
All I know is if Belichick had the audacity to start Jared Stidham from the start and not sign Cam,
they wouldn't win no games.
They'd be 0-7.
Yeah, they win no game.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's why
Sure.
Cam, and Cam hasn't played particularly well, but he knows that Coach Belichick knows that Cam is way better than Brian Hoyer and Jarrett Stidham. We got no chance of winning with those guys.
No chance.
I take Cam on any day. I take Cam as my quarterback any day.
It's weird either way just to see the Patriots in this position, regardless how you feel about Cam. Next up, and Mike,